Hello, welcome to today's episode of Xtra Speak. I thought I'd open with Fly Eagles Fly, a little weird 8-bit ditty that I found on iTunes, link in the description. It'd make an excellent ringtone, I think. So today I'm talking about the Philadelphia Eagles again, leading on from Sunday's episode, because I absolutely forgot to mention the Super Bowl, and how the hell can I do that as an Eagles fan? So this is about the 2018 Super Bowl. Super Bowl, which takes place in February, and this one was played on February the 4th, 2018, and the Eagles won, spoiler alert, 41-33 against the Patriots. So without further ado, let's talk about that and see, what happened. Listen to that in the background, it's hilarious. Anyway, yes, here we go. Welcome to S2 Speak, Xtra Speak. A little more prattle on everything and nothing. Well, today's episode is going to be about the Super Bowl. Super Bowl 52 was LII. You know, like a good Roman numeral. So I was quite lucky. Like, if you've listened to last Sunday's episode, I was quite lucky to be a Super Bowl supporter. That doesn't make any sense. To be a Eagles fan for quite a short period of time before they actually won their first Super Bowl. So I know there's fans out there that have probably been waiting for decades and decades since birth, them to hold that title. And like, the Eagles had won championships before, but like before the Super Bowl was a thing. And I think the previous thing, the last title they held was 1960. So I think they'd won it in like 48 and in the 50s, and then in the 60s they won a couple quite close together, and then they last won it in the 60s, 1960. So that they hadn't won anything major for quite a while. Been to the Super Bowl a couple of times, I believe, in that time, but never won. And the 2017 season, leading into 2018 Super Bowl, the Eagles had like such a great season, and I just felt from the previous season, I just felt like they were going to have a good season. To be honest, I don't know why, but I put a couple of bets on, and I basically bet that they would get to the Super Bowl and they would win. From preseason, that was I wish I'd have put more on. Really, I think I put £1 on, or £1.50 or something like that, which is a few dollars in American money at the time, and it was really good odds. And that like £1.50 or £2 or whatever it was that I put on basically give me like 360 quid back, or whatever that odds are. And I just wish I'd have put like a tenner on, like, because I'd have been like thousands up. Hindsight's a wonderful thing. When you support a team that hasn't won the Super Bowl, like, I don't know, I probably had some. I didn't want to jinx it probably by putting something on that was too much money, and thinking jinxing their fortunes maybe. But yeah, I stayed up, as I said in the podcast on Sunday. The football games over here, obviously early hours of the morning. Super Bowl's not as bad because it starts a little bit earlier than some of the games. So, but I think it still kicks off at like 11 o'clock at night or something silly. So it's a late one for us. And I that year I think I took the day off. I took the day after off work, because first time we'd been in the Super Bowl, and that I'd seen at least anyway. As I say, I'd been a fan since like 2007, 2008. So I only had to wait like 10 years really for us to win. But it was a long 10 years. Don't get me wrong. It was at 9. I think it was like officially like 9 years when I actually officially picked the Eagles. But it still seemed like a long 9 seasons for me. So, but being up in the morning, like the early hours of the morning, watching them, clinch the Super Bowl and win with such like style that they did, and using the old famous Philly move that they did was was incredible, and I really hope that I can get over to Philly soon and see that statue of Doug and Nick Foles like discussing the Philly. If you haven't seen that, by the way, if you have no idea what I'm on about, firstly, get into football because it's amazing. Support the Eagles because they're the best. Even if they don't play very well, they have the best fan base by none. Like it's not even a question. Philly fans are the best in the world. For any sport, like if they get behind something, like you're pretty much doomed. Yeah, and just go on YouTube and just search Philly Super Bowl 52. And that move that happened, like I was beside myself when they pulled it off. Like it was just such a ballsy move, and that was Doug all over really. I think when he was our coach, like he did do some ballsy stuff, and he got us there, and power to him, and power to Nick Foles as like the backup QB to step up from Wentz and take the lead, and get get us through that Super Bowl and become the MVP. It was just an amazing time around. I'm not ashamed to say that I cried. It was such an emotional time. Like, and it's strange. Like I've never thought I'd be passionate enough about sport to like probably get involved in it that way and cry and unless I was playing it myself. But yeah, football does that to me. To be honest, I get quite into it. I like shout at the telly and jump up and down and yell and yeah, get quite animated, let's say. But the 2017-2018 season for me was just it was just a roller coaster. We didn't. I think in that season, I think if I remember rightly, we didn't start off great. I think we like won a couple and then started getting a bit shaky, and it looked like it was going to go the way of so many other seasons have gone. And then we just pulled our socks up, and when we finished 13-3, which is I think at the time was our best record. We've currently got the best record. And I'm hoping we'll get to the Super Bowl this year, or or next year as it would be. So the 2023 Super Bowl. I can't remember what it is. Is it Super Bowl 50? You have to add it up, Steve, don't you? Because it's not difficult. 5 years. So yeah, it'll be Super Bowl 57. All right. Doesn't sound right to me, but I'm sure that's right. Because you just add a V in it, don't you? Or VII. Because yeah. Anyway. Yeah. Amazing. No, the Philly though was just the icing on the cake. I think for for everyone that was watching, and it was hosted at the Bank Stadium, the Minnesota Vikings stadium, which I think had just been just been completed, or not long been completed, and which is quite a cold place as well. I believe Minnesota's not the warmest place for that time of year, so a bit of a tougher Super Bowl. A bit different, I suppose, than it being held in Florida or like somewhere like California or someone. But yeah, I stayed up all night, watched it, and my wife had to stay up. We were at the time staying at my mother-in-law's because we were having a house done up, so we were there, and yeah, I can't say much more. Like, and the only thing that I regret was that my wife basically said, like, "Are you gonna go to Philly to watch the parades and stuff like that?" And like, I was like, you know what, I can't justify the money. Like, it was like a last minute thing. We were doing the house up. We were investing a lot of money into the house, and we had money in the bank. And I could have bought a plane ticket and just gone. And she was fine with that. And I wish I had it done. I wish I was trying to be sensible and like not waste like $2,000 on a plane ticket in a hotel. Because I just thought, well, my view as well was that Philly's just going to be booked up, isn't it? Like, but I should have tried. I think I should have tried, and I've said to her this time, like if we get to the Super Bowl this time and we win, then I think a trip to the States, even if it's for like 3 nights, will be on the cards, because I can't not see that. Like who knows when that'll be. Like will become successful like a team like the Patriots that win it like every few years, or will that be it for like 40 years again? You don't know, do you? Like, and I wouldn't hope that's not the case, and I hope that wouldn't be the case. But these things could happen. yeah, I just I should have done that. I should have gone and celebrated with the fans, and because I'm a fan, like, and I don't know how people feel about me being British and supporting the Eagles. Actually, like when I went over there, it didn't seem to be an issue. I got tested a few times, as I've said on Sunday. Like I got tested by some of the locals, but I think they were quite impressed by my knowledge. And like, I must admit, my history of the team isn't great. Like, obviously, I don't remember some historic players, and my name recall is terrible. But so if someone said to me, "Oh, do you know who's got the you know, I don't know, like stats," if they threw stats at me and said who's the best quarterback statistically, or who did this or who did that, I probably wouldn't be able to tell you. But like, I support them and I know the team, and I predict the scores quite well. Like, and it's quite funny, and like when the commentators and the pundits are kind of like going, "Oh, well, we never saw this happening," and you think, "Well, really, we're not good against them," or they're playing a different sort of defense, and we're not good at that. And I'm pretty good at like, I don't know, knowing the team, like knowing how they're going to perform, and having that insight. And I suppose that shows that I know the game, and having briefly played the game at an amateur level, like, it does give you that little bit of insight, amazingly, and more than you think, actually. But yeah, so we won the Super Bowl, and hopefully we'll get another one this year. And hopefully it means that I can have a quick holiday to Philadelphia, which would be absolutely lovely. Yeah, and my dream would be to go to a Super Bowl which was featuring the Philadelphia Eagles and have them win, if that's possible. If anyone out there just would like to give me some tickets, if the Eagles get to the Super Bowl, if you'd like to treat me to like really, really good seats, I don't even care if actually they're really good seats, just seats in that game, I would. You can be a guest on the podcast. That could be your payment. Guest on the podcast. I'll give you a sticker. I might even have a T-shirt made for you. Ooh. Yeah, well, I think that'd be a dream, like, to have the Eagles get to a Super Bowl and actually manage to get tickets and flights and hotels and all that jazz, and get over there for it. One day, maybe, one day. But yeah, Super Bowl 52, Eagles champions. I have the hat to prove it, and I actually bought myself like a cheap reproduction of the Super Bowl ring, which kills me because it's terribly cheap, but it does the job. It's on my Eagles display, which is in my cave. It's the thing that I knew I wanted when I was permitted to keep a man cave in this house. I wanted the my Eagles things on display, and my chimney breast, actually my room, is Eagles green, midnight green. And because they won the Super Bowl, when I was picking the paint out, because they won the Super Bowl, I decided to put glitter in it, so it's actually like glittery. It sounds terrible, and Sarah laughed at me when I was doing it, but it looks ace, I think, and it's like textured, so it's like texturized the paint, and I think it looks freaking brilliant. Bit of glitter, and just bit of sparkle for the Super Bowl winners. And I did that when I moved in. When we were decorating the house. So I've got the whole chimney breast basically is, and under the telly I've got a shelf and it's just all Eagle stuff. And on top of the TV is all Eagle stuff. So quite a diverse room this is. Lego, Eagles, aliens, random posters, Back to the Future, football helmets and Iron Maiden, amongst other things, and musical instruments, obviously. But yeah. So Super Bowl 52, we won. Mic drop, and let's hope they win it this year. So that's it for now, and thanks very much for listening. And check out the podcast from Sunday, which explains a little bit into my trip to Philly in 2015. Cheers. You've been listening to Stephen Speak, Xtra Speak. Thanks for listening to my unscripted prattle on everything and nothing. Visit stephenspeak.com for updates, information, and my blog. You can follow more updates on social media at StephenSpeakPC. Thanks very much, and I'll speak to you soon.